Good morning. How are you today? I hope you're well. Today where I am, it's a little bit gray at the moment. I'm hoping the sun will come out later. I'm starting to notice that the sunshine makes a big difference. So as ever, let's start with breathing. And as you breathe out, I invite you to making your exhale, making your out breath longer than your inhale. You can count, kind of breathing in, 1, 2, breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4 if you want to, or you can just make that exhale longer. And I'll also invite you to make a sound when you exhale. It feels pretty good. So let's breathe together 3 times, and then let's check in with our body, and then I have another somatic practice to share with you today. And you can make any sound you want when you breathe out. And if you go back to breathing throughout the day, you might also want to make sure that you help your jaw relax a little bit. We carry a lot of tension in our jaw. So even the breathing in and breathing out with the sound, it just helps us relax our jaw a little bit because we're carrying a lot of tension there. And especially nowadays, there's a lot of tension to carry around. So as we do every morning, I'm now going to invite you to turn your gaze towards yourself and to kind of check in with yourself, with your body. And you can close your eyes for this. You can lower your gaze. You can keep your eyes open, whatever feels most comfortable, and start checking in with yourself. For example, as you notice your body, are there areas of your body that are in pain or not? How are your muscles doing? Where are they tense and where are they relaxed? How's your breathing? Is it deep? Is it shallow? How are your thoughts? What's going around your head this morning? And how's your heart, both in terms of how fast is it beating, but also kind of how's your heart emotionally today? So kind of just noticing all of us, because also our emotions, our thoughts are produced by our bodies. Our brain, our nervous system is part of our body. We are our bodies. So noticing how we're doing this morning. What's going on, and with as much curiosity and non-judgment as you can handle in this moment. Of course, we're not trying to change anything. This is not to see if we're doing it, air quotes, right or wrong. It's really just to see where we're at, taking a baseline. It's like taking the temperature in the morning. Where are we at? How are we doing today? And as you notice that, as I do every morning, I'm going to invite you to really notice the support of gravity underneath you. So whether you're standing and the support that you're feeling is the ground under your feet, or if you're sitting or lying down and the support might be the ground or the bed, the couch, a chair. Just notice the support around you and see if you can kind of sink in that support even 5 to 10% more. Just kind of relaxing into that support a little bit more. I always notice that my seat bones and my muscles are up here, and then once I notice the support underneath me, I can relax into it. Maybe even spending a couple of breaths here, noticing that support. And then notice how you feel when you slow down, when you give yourself a little space to check in with yourself, feel the support underneath you, and see if anything is different or the same. And again, with as much curiosity and as much non-judgment as you can handle in this moment. This is just a noticing. This is just a learning about ourselves. It's not another way to beat ourselves up about what we do right or wrong, whatever that means. So the technique that I want to share with you this morning has to do with eyes. And the reason why I want to share this technique is because if we're sighted, we're using our sight a lot at the moment to connect online. And I don't know about you, but my eyes are tired, both because of the online connection and just because it's a little bit harder to sleep at the moment. And that's okay. I think a lot of people are finding that it's a little bit harder to sleep and to get rest. So if you wear glasses like me, this is a good time to take your glasses off for just a couple of moments. And if you can see me, it's okay, because I'll explain what I'm doing. And then what I would like you to do is we're going to warm up the hand. It's very simple. We're going to warm up the hands first by rubbing them together. And then once we feel some warmth on our hands, we're going to put the palm of our hands over our eyes and we're going to breathe. And we're going to experience that support and warmth from our hands to our eyes for a few seconds. I mean, if you're doing this afterwards by yourself and you find it helpful, you might want to do it for a little bit longer. I'm just going to demonstrate, so it's going to be pretty brief here. So first of all, we're going to rub our hands together to create some warmth. I'm going to do it maybe away from the microphone so that the sound is not as annoying. So rubbing hands together until you start to feel some warmth, some friction. So I want to do that for a few good seconds. And then that feels like long enough. And then putting the palm of your hands over your closed eyes and resting them there. You might even want to lean if you want to. I'm going to lean on the desk. And all we're doing is letting our eyes close and rest and feel that warmth from our hands, that support. Just resting our eyes for a few moments. And all you're doing is breathing and noticing the warmth that goes from your hands to your eyes. And letting your eyes rest as much as you're able in this moment. So we'll do that for a couple more breaths. And then you want to be pretty gentle with coming back to the environment around you. So maybe kind of keeping your eyes closed when you remove the hands, because it can be a lot. First of all, notice how it feels, how your eyes feel after you've had your hands, warming them up and helping them rest. And then very slowly opening your eyes with like your gaze a little bit lower. And finally kind of turning to the environment around you. And I'm going to put my glasses back on to do that. And again, with as much curiosity and non-judgment as you can handle in this moment, notice how your eyes feel after that. Mine actually feel a little more rested, even with just a few seconds. And you can do that for a little bit longer. That can also be helpful in the evening. If you're feeling that it's hard to go to sleep, that's another useful exercise that you can do. But it can be useful during the day, even if you have 1 or 2 minutes for me, in between sessions as a therapist, or in between meetings if you're working from home, or in between online schooling. Just take a few moments to let your eyes rest in that way, and it can be really helpful given that we're doing so much video work, like I said, for those of us who are sighted. So as we often do at this point in the check-in, we're going to now turn our attention outwards and just turning our senses, looking around us, tuning into what we can hear around us, or maybe kind of looking around for something to touch. And what we're looking for is something comforting, pleasant, or neutral. So we want something comforting, pleasant, or neutral to orient our attention towards. So I'm kind of looking around. I always look around in the same place in the morning. I'm kind of running out of things. Oh, that's a nice picture of my family. That makes me happy. A trip a few years ago to San Francisco. So I'm going to look at that picture for a few moments. So all you're doing once you find something that's pleasant to look at, or pleasant, comforting, neutral to look at, to listen to, or to touch, you kind of focus your attention on that for a few moments. And notice like what's pleasing about it. You know, in that photo, for me, there's like pleasing colors. You know, there's pleasing smiles of people I love. If you're looking at an object, you might want to look at its shape or texture. So you're just focusing on something that's pleasant, neutral, comforting, and you just focus on that for a couple of moments. And this is another tool that you can come back to throughout the day again and again if you want to. And then what we've been doing the last few times is ending up with wooing. There's an old video where I teach wooing in more depth, and you can go look it up. Either scroll back through my Facebook page, or it's on YouTube as well. And very briefly, what wooing is we're going to take as deep a breath as we can in this moment. And then on the out breath, we're going to say woo, but we're going to do it with kind of getting some vibration going. Keep going even if your voice runs out until your breath runs out, so that the next time you go and take a deep breath in, you really need that breath. We're going to do it together 3 times. Please go at your own lung capacity. We all have different lung capacity from one another and also from ourselves from day to day. So go at whatever lung capacity you have today. Again, just curiosity, non-judgment. And we're going to woo together 3 times and finish our check-in for today. And again, noticing with curiosity and as much non-judgment as you can manage in this moment, how you're feeling now after checking in, after letting your eyes rest, after wooing. Taking a breath of gratitude for you for showing up to share this time with me, but also noticing how many people show up to share this practice. It's hard to feel connected at this moment in time for so many of us. So I also hope that when you can notice that other people are here with you practicing, you feel a little bit less alone if you're feeling alone. Thank you once more for sharing this time. I'll see you tomorrow around 8:20ish. I do my best. Also a message that said I needed that. I'm glad. Me too. This is really helpful for me to have this accountability to community Monday to Friday. I hope you have a good day where you feel safe and held and supported. And I will see you tomorrow.